requests? At least you have balls yet?
Not yet.
Good morning. Go. I have my green on. They're very excited in my house for a midday game. You got. Yes. Okay, any requests? Good morning. There we go, you're welcome. And did I get your name?
I'm Jessica.
Jessica, I'm Mariel. You know this person? Ruthie. Ruthie, I like that. I love a V. Vincenza. A lot of those, yeah. We were gonna call her for a girl, yeah. Okay, what do we got going on? Kids Yoga Fun Night with Sarah on Friday, September 26th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. You can drop off your school-age kids and they'll do an activity, yoga. They'll do yoga, eat dinner, watch a movie, do a craft if they're not interested in the movie. Super fun. Restorative Yoga with Eric is on Sunday the 28th next weekend and Sunday, October 26th, both 5:30 to 7. Oh, do y'all know who Lynn Gallagher is? Okay, well, if you don't know, you're gonna wanna know. And she's making a cameo here in October. I was wondering when this was gonna be. She is very cautious and skeptical of the term healer. She's a healer. Lynn Gallagher. She's gonna do a partnered facial massage and embodiment workshop for love and connection. I don't know what that is or means. Gallagher at Three Queens Yoga, and that should sell itself. Hi, good morning. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Come on in. And Foundations of Mindfulness, How to Find Ease When Things Don't Feel Easy with Elizabeth Zack is going to be a Monday night series, October through November at 6:45. Pranayama Practice Group starts in October. That's an 8-week series on Tuesday mornings at 7:45, and it's virtual, so you just roll out of bed, and if you miss it, there's recordings. So if you are curious about breath work, the yoga lens of the science of breathing, it's a wonderful lifelong practice. We're gonna need to breathe through the next few years, so it's a good way to kind of start the next cycle, the Pranayama Practice Group. And again, it's virtual and there's recordings. And that's with Adriana. And on Sunday, October 12th, from 2 to 4, we have Return to Earth, in case you've been away. Early autumn yoga nidra and restorative yoga. That's hilarious. It is in the yoga tradition, it's Vata season, and it's like a time of year where we tend towards what the Ayurvedists would refer to. I love this term, Vata derangement. Which means we get a little scatterbrained, maybe a little restless in our sleep, maybe a little constipated, and it's the seasonal shift. Happy autumn equinox, by the way. We're gonna get into what's happening on that level. I think it's either the last day of summer or the first day of autumn, or both right now. In other words, it's a threshold depending on, I guess, your time zone and where we're at on Earth at this moment, if you're on Earth at this moment. I don't want to assume. If If you're just getting back, welcome. Return to Earth. And there's practices like in terms of like diet and nutrition and breath work and contemplations and meditations and physical practices that help balance that vata imbalance that tends towards scatterbrain, like staying close to the ground and hip openers and getting into your feet and legs and starting to eat more cooked foods and like when you're being conscious of your breath, lengthening your exhalation. So if you're having those tendencies, those are all just like very simple things that you can do to help balance things out. I've definitely been scatterbrained and having wild dreams. Anyone else? It's also a partial solar eclipse and a new moon, and tomorrow begins the festival known as Navratri, the festival of 9 nights, in the Hindu tradition and the yoga tradition, which is a festival that I promise we're going to do yoga. By the way, my name's Mariel. This is usually Melissa and Camden. Their absence is their presence today. So I'll be on I might be on my mat a little more today for the live stream. Hi, friends at home. But I'll also walk around. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Go Birds. I take requests, and everything I offer is an invitation, not an obligation. So please feel free to take it or leave it, modify, spectate, hydrate, ask questions as you like. So we're called Three Queens. First of all, because I like to own the joint. I like to name, and I have a coffee shop in the neighborhood as well. And one of my philosophies as a small business owner is that whenever I create a small business, I'm not creating it for myself to own. It belongs to the neighborhood that it lives in. And I also am in a tradition of like naming children after someone or something. And so my businesses were like my first babies, and I wanted to name them after the neighborhood that they belong to. And so we're in Queen Village, but Queen Village Yoga would be like naming it like Matt or Sarah, no offense to the Matt Sarahs in the room. Like I wanted something a little more unique than Queen Village Yoga. And our yoga lineage, the philosophy, is based on a goddess tradition that affirms and celebrates the aspect of the goddess in 3 primary forms, from which she has many forms. And so in the center of the room, you see Durga. When she's at home with her consort Shiva, she is Parvati, the householder, as are all of us. And by the way, these 3 queens, they're a feminine aspect, and people often ask me, like, who are the 3 queens? Are they you, Eric, and Yesenia? Or like, who are they? The idea is like, we are all 3 aspects. And they represent the creative cycle, of which that creative cycle to create, sustain, dissolve has masculine and feminine elements. And we all embody all of that, regardless of the form the divine takes as you. And so when I often talk about the 3 goddesses, I'll talk about Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom and speech and music and knowledge, and Lakshmi, the goddess of beauty and abundance and health and wealth, and Durga or Kali or Parvati, which are again 3 goddesses that are the same one, which is, she's like the dissolver, the transformer, the fierce protector. And so Parvati, when she's at home, she's the householder, she's domestic, she has 2 arms. When Shiva's at home, he has 2 arms. When they're in their autonomy, which is an aspect of their intimacy, like good intimacy is empowered autonomy, they have many arms, and in their arms they hold different instruments and weapons. They're considered like their skills, their knowledge, and how they wield them in the world. And these, again, this is always to reflect to us aspects of our own nature. We all stretch ourselves in many directions in the world, and depending on where we're at in the world and who we're being and what we're doing in the world, we wield different aspects of our knowledge, right? Of our experience, of our wisdom, of our skills in different areas. So there is an aspect of Parvati, the divine mother, these three aspects, that is Durga, and she's the mother of the world, and her name literally means like difficult going. Like when times are difficult, Durga emerges. It gives me a shred of hope. And then when shit really hits the fan, all these stories are in this book and in comic books. They're wonderful. Anisha will talk about them in October, and I'll talk about them over the next 10 days as we celebrate Navratri. When shit gets really tough, she has a knitted brow. Like, I used to be able to knit my brow, and then I got into my 40s and took care of that. It's still, I feel like I can knit my brow. From her knitted brow emerges Kali, the most fierce and ferocious aspect of Durga, to like, you know, really help clean up the mess we're in. Hopefully, she's on the way. Again, she's within us. We are, every deity of the yoga tradition is meant to reflect and reveal to us aspects of ourselves. So they're not extrinsic objects of worship. They're meant to help you see yourself, your nature, your character, your characteristics more clearly. So once upon a time, like for the past several years, there was a demon ravaging the earth. And he's the buffalo demon. He's known as Mahisha Asura, the buffalo demon. Mahisha is buffalo, and the Asuras in the yoga tradition are the demons. So he's the buffalo demon. And he's ravaging the earth, and he has a lot of power that he's earned. He's a very, very, like, most powerful demon, like Teflon. I'm thinking of a certain present-day character. There's actually like a few of them in the world. And because of his austerity and his practices of yoga, he's granted a boon. I think that Shiva gives him the boon. There's like some very senior teachers in the room today, so feel free to chime in if, you know, fact-checking. And Brahma's usually the one who gives boons. So it's like Brahma or Shiva gives him a boon. And he says, I want to be immortal. And the demons are always asking for immortality, and the gods are like, okay, anything but that. We can't do that. And he says, okay, then I am not to die at the hands of any man or animal. Thinking like, don't even need to say woman. So he's ravaging the earth, and the devas, the gods, are powerless against him. They're fighting and fighting and fighting, and the fighting is going on for a long, long time, and they're not making any progress against the demon. And so they get together, they converge to discuss how to handle the matter, and in their convergence, in their coming together, they create like a huge light. They come together, and from their collectivity, from the power of their collectivity, a light emerges, and from that light, Durga emerges. So she is born of the light of that collective power. And she emerges, and she's the answer. She's going to be the one to defeat the demon. And she has these like 10 arms, and all the gods gift her with their weapons. So she has various weapons, and she's made of all of their power, and she's the embodied feminine power. And she shows up on the scene, and Mahisha Asura like laughs in her face, and then the battle proceeds. And it's a long battle, and Mahisha Asura, another one of his powers, he has the power to shape shift, so he keeps shape shifting and taking different forms and kind of eluding her final blow. And the battle is said to go on for 9 nights. That's why we get Navratri, the 9 nights of the battle between Durga and Mahisha Asura. And on the 10th day, she delivers the final blow. Yay, hope, hope. But like, you know, it's the idea that and her name means tough going, or like difficult going, tough going. And the idea is like, it's been shitty for a long time. And all the good powers that be have to come together to find and create the solution. And then even once she emerges, it's not instant, it still takes a long time. So to me, like a lot of you have been doing yoga, have heard of this idea of tapas, which like in a class, if you read the Yoga Sutras, it'll say like, I don't know, what does it say in the Yoga Sutras, like a classical yoga interpretation of tapas, like heat or burning, zeal. In our lineage, to us, like tapas is endurance and stamina. And like we come here as a way to, like, you know, when there's too many windows open on your computer and it like starts to slow down and suck. It's like we live in a world where there's too many windows open. So we're not here to escape or bypass. We're just here to like close down some of those windows, refocus on our stamina and our endurance, so that when we go back into the world, it's clear like what skills we have in each hand to engage the world as it is, because this is how it is, and it could take a while, you know? It's been taking a while. When I love these stories so much, and I really thought, just this is TMI, but some of you were there that day. I really thought that like Hillary was gonna be Durga. And then I was like, Kamala's Durga. But we're in it for the long haul, not to get too political or whatever, but it's just the reminder, like we gotta keep going. And so we're going to do that in our practice today and over the course of the nights this week in yoga. And it's like a new moon, a solar eclipse. So it's like getting into when the sun eclipses the moon or the earth eclipses the sun. Yeah, it like blocks the light. And we have to turn into the darkness, into the shadow, and go like, what are we feeling in here? Like maybe we're not gonna think our way out of this. We have to like get into how we feel and how those feelings are showing up in the world for better or worse, and to bring that stuff to light. So we do like shadow work right now, and we're mining the depths. So we're gonna do that today, and you know, prepare for a new cycle. We enter the fall. Make yourself as comfortable as humanly possible. That was long-winded. Thank you for listening. Take a seat. You could sit tall if that's comfortable for you. You can lean against the wall. You can totally recline. In our cosmology of the yoga tradition, Shiva and Shakti, Shiva is the masculine principle and Shakti is the feminine principle, the goddess. The two become the one. And the one become the three, and the three become the many. And so the goddess, out of her desire to reflect her beloved, consolidates herself into the form of the breath. So it's the creative principle and the creative power joined together. And she consolidates herself into the form of the breath in order to pour herself into all that is. So turn to the breath. The breath is the presence of this divine feminine power, this aspect of the divine. She consolidates herself into the form of the breath and pours herself into you in order to reveal herself and express herself as you. And just by turning your awareness to the breath, notice if and how naturally the breath begins to deepen and expand. Notice the breath as it breathes you, always present, yet so easily and often overlooked. Take the breath into the depth of your being, into the ground of your power, where we're all connected, and from there let it fill you up to your crown. And as you exhale, let the outer body soften and settle and sort of drape itself over the breath. So begin to alter your awareness from thinking of yourself as a body with a breath and feeling yourself or experiencing yourself as a breath with a body. The breath ignites the heart, wherein the voice of the true teacher resides, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful and luminous. And as the breath ignites the heart, the splendor of the heart has an opportunity to inform, illuminate, and inspire the faculty of your mind and the agency of your body. And here in this gift of conscious breathing embodiment, we have an opportunity here and now together to align ourselves, engage ourselves, and stretch ourselves through aligned engagement in order to expand and enhance our bandwidth, our capacity for life. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And on your next breath, if you're reclined, you can just rest your palms over your heart center. If you're seated, bring your hands together before the heart in Anjali Mudra. And allow this to be a gesture of sincere self-reverence that honors the voice of the true teacher, the voice of the great mother, always present in your heart of hearts. And to place this aspect of yourself before you as a guide for at least the time we spend together. And together we'll set the tone for our practice by sharing the voices of our hearts and the sound of a collective Om. You can feel free to join into the sound or just let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Bow to your heart as best you can, keeping that connection inward, unwavering. You can release your hands, blink open your eyes, and we'll meet in a tabletop position. And so the aspects of the three queens, we experience them in the gift of embodiment as the faculty of the mind. That's called the Jnana Shakti, the power of the mind. The agency of the body, that's called the Kriya Shakti, the power to act. And the Icha Shakti, the desire of the heart, the urge of the heart. As you exhale, round your back. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. As you inhale, arch. Follow your breath, not my voice. Again, feel yourself. Breath, body. Exhaling to round. Inhaling to arch. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. Feel free to take an extra cycle of breath on each side of the stretch. It can be as routine or organic as we begin to feel the light of awareness. To a neutral spine position, and with the hands at the very top corners, walk your knees back behind your hips with your toes tucked. As you inhale, float your armpits away from your hips towards your fingertips and press your fingertips down as you send your hips back. Press your hands down so much the arm bones lift up. And as you send your pubic bone back, anchor the tailbone down, like you're zipping up from your pubic bone to your navel. As you press the palms down, lift the bottom ribs up. Keep that, and as you exhale, soften just between the shoulder blades. Inhale to table. Stretch your right leg back behind you with the ball of the foot on the ground, and as you press your hands down and forward, press your right heel back. And breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. Lower the knee down, switch legs. So I love to just imagine that our times together in yoga is like when all the gods get together and they feel their collective power, just the brilliance of their collective light. And then we go back into the world in an empowered state, ready to re-engage in our lives, at home, and in all we do. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips up and back to downward facing dog. Find your downward dog. Again, for folks at home, I'm going to be walking around the room and hopping on the mat here and there. Breathing in and out through the nose. As you inhale, breathe deep so that you feel the depths of your being. Through your arms to launch up through your hips. And You can bend your left leg a lot and stretch back through the right leg. Bend your right leg a lot, stretch back through the left leg. Still getting used to these new speakers. Let me know how volume feels for y'all. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. As you exhale, big step through to lunge. You can lower the back knee down, pat as you like, and bring both hands to the front thigh. Interlace your hands behind your head and pull the skin from the base of your skull towards your crown. And as you cradle your skull, press your head into your hands. With the elbows out to the sides, hug the shoulder blades up and together. You don't have to like over squeeze, just feel a little connection, awareness of, engagement of the upper back. And as you press the back knee down and pull it forward, press your head back. Press the back knee down and forward, big breath in, head into hands, hands into head, and as you exhale, press your head back. Let the bottom tips of the shoulder blades lift the base of the heart center forward and up. On the exhale, touch the floor, step it back to downward facing dog. Now it's like loud. Or am I Vata deranged? I don't even know. No, I definitely am. Float the left leg up. Exhale, catch your lunge. Left down. You can and then interlace the deranged end. As you interlace your hands behind your head, like get more towards the base of the skull, friends. And really feel like you can pull the skin up away from the neck and press the head into the hands. And without over squeezing, just hug the shoulder blades together, like you're drawing right into the back of the heart. And as you press the back knee down and forward, press your head back into your hands. Linking breath and action, press the back knee down and forward, and press your head back into your hands. The inhale's pulling the back knee forward, the exhale's pressing the head back. Inhale through center, exhale to plant your hands downward facing dog. Fingertips, toes. Durga is the lap of the earth where we are all connected, the unconditional support of gravity, the unconditional presence. And exactly where these two great energies meet, gravity and breath, where they intersect, is how and where you find yourself. The divine conceals itself in you to reveal itself as you. Your lunge, feet to the left, legged forward fold. You can find a stance that suits you, but try to make your feet more parallel from the center of the base of the second toes. Beautiful. As you inhale, get long, head to butt ratio, be a good neighbor. And as you lengthen through the spine, bring your fingertips the heel. Bend your knees just a tiny bit and take, and with the heels heavy, can you feel a little more weight move towards the balls of your feet? Keep that, and now rather than pressing your knees back, just press the thigh bones back. As you exhale, keep that fold over your legs, bow to your heart, let the head be heavy. Even like as you anchor through the tailbone and the legs, let the shoulder girdle get heavy towards the crown, and the crown heavy towards the earth. Turn the right knee and toes through lunge. Step it back through downward facing dog. Find the breath. The breath the heart illuminates the mind, and the mind inspires the body. All times. On the inhale, leg. Exhale, step it through to lunge. Pivot your feet wide-legged forward fold. This time, either take the strap between your hands behind your back or interlace your hands for a shoulder. And linking breath and action, Inhale, pull your feet towards each other. Feel the legs engage from the power of the earth all your center. And as you exhale, root through the legs, hug the shoulder blades together, and let the arms and head get heavy like wet branches. Throat soft. Notice if the brow is knitted, you can soften for now. For the memory of the knitted brow. Gigi, we like brush our teeth in the morning, and Gigi, try to move your eyebrows. Release your hands. It's like, good one. Turn your left knee and toes through lunge. And downward facing dog. And from that newfound awareness of and connection to the back of the heart, like the depth of the heart, the part that's overlooked, the deepest urge of the heart, push through the arms to launch through the hips. Lift your heels high and bend your knees deep. You can take your feet wider. And as you bend your knees deep and push the hands down and forward, send the pubic bones up and back. Feel the sitting bones lift and spread, like full moon action. Sitting bones lifting and spreading. You got to keep your knees deep though. Good, now keep that and feel how like the bottom ribs are dropping towards the knees, the thighs. Pull the bottom ribs towards the spine. Now rather than straightening your legs, lift the sky with your thigh bones. Press your thigh bones up to the ceiling. Yes, and now ground through the heels. Just let the heels get heavy. They may not touch the earth, but notice what you feel, how it feels where you feel it, the expansion of your bandwidth, the expansion of the space through which the gift of on the inhale, find plank. Isle of you. Inhale for cobra. Find your feet. Stretch back through your legs and press your feet down as you slide the heart forward and up. Up and back. Press the inner edges of the hands down and in. Press the tops of the feet down and hug your heels in a little more. One more breath here. I'm going to put my hands between your heels and I'll squeeze my hands. Yes. With your heels. Yes. On the exhale, find dog. I'm going to reveal my green. On the inhale, float the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step it through to lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up, press the lunge. And on the exhale, take a huge forward to standing tall mountain. And so Navratri, each night is a celebration of one of the 9 forms of the goddess. And on the first night, again, I'm not sure if that's today or tomorrow, it's the daughter of the mountain. Push through the legs, reach through your fingertips. Breathe deeply, fully. Root through the legs, the feet, draw the arches up as you inhale, hug the feet to the midline. Knit the ribs back, slide the ears back, and bring the biceps back. Daughter of the mountain. As you exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up, biceps by the ears. Anchor through the heels, sit back. Slide the ribs back, the ears back, the biceps back. Sit a little deeper, and as you inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Eyes softly open or softly closed. Maybe notice the rhythmic beating of the heart, always present, and yet easily and often overlooked. Notice the presence of the breath, the unconditional support of gravity. Release the hands, open the eyes. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Keep the legs bent as you inhale, reach the arms up, lift just the left heel up. You're in chair pose, left heel lifting. Draw the left heel to the left butt cheek. Both feet on the ground, big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands, downward dog. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Here in the gift of embodiment, let the inhale float the left leg to the sky. On the exhale, take a big step through to lunge. Inhale to reach the arms up. And on the exhale, big step forward. Urdhva Hastasana, standing tall mountain. Root through the legs, lift up through the sides of the waist, the rib cage, the crown, the fingertips. And as you exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up. Think butt back, ribs back, ears back, biceps back, sit a little deeper. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Your legs, fingertips tap the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up. Lift just the right heel up, sit a little deeper. Oh, heel to butt cheek. Reach back, step. Breath in, crescent lunge. Exhale, plant the hands, downward facing dog. You can stay in dog, rest in child's pose, or let the breath carry you through the linking vinyasa in the style of you. Think of yourself as the breath with a body and move in ways that honor and respect and revere the breath. We'll meet in dog, take your time. On the inhale, float the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. On the inhale, reach the arms up. With your exhale, take a big step forward to balance on your right leg. Cross the ankle over the thigh, flex the foot and sit deep into pigeon chair. You can reach forward or even bring hands to blocks for stability here. And as you flex your left foot, think pubic bone back, sitting bones wide, and then the tailbone lengthens and you lift up from pubic bone to navel. If you feel steady, slide the ears back and then bring the biceps to the ears. Sit a little deeper. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, thread it back to lunge. Big breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, downward dog. See, this is where modulate. How are we feeling? Temperature. Hot? Do we want fans? On the inhale, sky. Catch your lunge. On the inhale, reach up, follow your breath. With your exhale, take a big step forward, balance on your left leg, cross ankle over thigh, and sit deep into chair pose. Pigeon. Top of your standing thigh is moving back in space. Take the top of your standing thigh, bone and sitting bones. One more breath. Exhale, thread it back to lunge. Big breath in, both feet on the ground. Lower your knees to the earth for tabletop position. Let's actually have the hands on blocks in tabletop, just for access. Let's cross the right leg in front of the left leg and slide the left knee and thigh like right in deep behind the right leg. Take your feet about as wide as the mat, and as you point the feet, flick the toenails down so that the ankles engage. Can you feel? And then we'll take the pubic bone back, walk the blocks back, and we'll start to sit back. And if you're thinking like The hips are not gonna get the floor. You're just gonna scoot one of these blocks right underneath your butt. Scoot both, you could stack. She's the source of our resourcefulness, so use the blocks in a way that serves you. And then the key is, we wanna feel that the sitting bones are level here. So usually the weight tends to fall to the left butt cheek. Anyone feeling that? And you can either like lean to the right. Ugh. Sorry. Or better, lift yourself up. Give yourself a higher seat. And as the seat gets higher, naturally the sitting bones will become more level. You could also pretty close to the ground. You can try widening your bottom butt cheek, and that will help ground the top butt cheek. And then with your hands, press your knees over each other. And when you activate the feet, like really try your hips. Can you feel that? Anyone like sitting in the fire? When I was in my 20s, I couldn't even feel this. Is anyone not feeling it at all? Yeah, it's okay. I feel nothing. I'm just kidding. I'm sure you do. We're gonna walk the feet more forward. This used to be nothing. Changes. But it's, you start to bring your feet more in line with your knees, and that should add some. And then you could also kind of like fold over the top leg and ground the sitting bones equally. Like that's an option. I'm sweating sitting here. Is that 40s? It's just sweating. I used to be like so gracious. This is like 20 years in yoga, almost 15 years of a studio, and the question like, do you do hot yoga? Do you have hot yoga? Do you do hot yoga? Do you have hot yoga? And I'm like, something for everyone, whatever. Like, the more people doing yoga, the better. But now I'm at this age where like, it's always fucking hot. Carrie's back there being like, yeah, by the way, that back row. Walk forward. Keep the legs, tuck the toes. Yeah, hoist yourself back into the tabletop. You can have the hands on blocks or the floor. And with the toes tucked and the legs crossed, we're gonna lift the knees and hips up towards downward dog. Claw the fingertips, spread the toes, and again, notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. Bend the knees. We'll cross the left leg in front of the right leg, hands on blocks for the second side. So I think like my biggest takeaway from this weekend with my teacher, Desiree, like that will just totally inform my practice and my teaching for years to come, and that you can really like leading with your pubic bone as though your pubic bone were the arrow backing down towards the earth. Go slow. Like for those of you who are flexible, you might even find like there's a place along the way to like take a breath and then sit back on any level of support. How did she say it? It's not about doing the poses, it's about using the poses. It's like ourselves. So like the hard seat is the hard position that we often find ourselves in. Certain beloved family members. That will be at Thanksgiving. For the holidays. And you breathe. You stay connected to the breath, to the heart, in the hard seat, so as not to dissociate or bypass, but to stay present and engaged. And don't make it harder than it has to be. Sit up taller if needed, so that the access to the breath is easier, like a little. And we'll walk it forward. And toes, hands on blocks, and lift it up towards downward dog, hands on low blocks. Press through the inner edges of the feet, spread the toes. Try not to lock the knees. The calves are moving forward and the thighs are pressing back. And start to walk your blocks back. As you walk the blocks back towards your feet and shift your weight back into your legs, you can take the blocks up higher. We're gonna walk the blocks to the right and turn the toes to the right. So you're in like a short pyramid pose. Press the calves forward, heavy in the balls of the feet as you press your thighs back, root through the heels. And you could stay long in the spine if that's where you're working, or you can fold over your front leg, far head to shin. Deep breath. Inhale to get long through the spine if you're not already. Walk your blocks more to the right. Pivot your feet to the back of the mat. Feet are about mat width apart here. Am I saying that wrong? Or am I going the wrong way? It should be like a natural circle. Here, facing the back of the mat, feet as wide as the mat, bend your legs, wrap your hands around your outer shins, and as you hug the shins in, reach around to your calves and press your calves forward. And as you hug the shins in and press the calves forward, we're not gonna press the knees back, but we're gonna start to straighten the legs by pressing the thigh bones back. Can you feel that? It's a deeper level of engagement as you fold over your legs and bow into yourself. I think someone's phone is going off. As you inhale, get long through the spine, hands to blocks, walk your feet. Oh, I see. Was I saying it wrong? Walk your feet to the left, walk your blocks to the left, turn your feet to the left. Were we already on that side? Okay, this is what happens when I get caught on the mat. Walk your blocks to the right. Okay, thank you. This is your second side. Okay, turn your feet that way so you're in the pyramid pose. And you can either be high up on your blocks or fold over your front leg, like 2 or 3 of the deepest, fullest breaths that require the least amount of effort. Good, and now walk your blocks to the front of the mat. Legs are gonna be crossed again in the other way to the front of the mat. So you're barely moving in the feet and legs, yes. There you go, legs deeply crossed, full legs. Uncross the legs and come all the way up to standing and shake it out. Let's take a block outside the right foot. Bend the legs. Okay, now here's the deal. We're gonna do Garudasana. If today doesn't go well, hold me to this. We're never doing Garudasana on game day again, okay? If they do well, we're doing Garudasana on every game day, okay? And hold me to it, okay? For those of you who don't follow sports matches, the Eagles are our team and they're playing today. They happen to be champions. I feel like this is the year where we have to like champion the champions and we need like good champions. So with the legs bent, we're gonna lift the left heel, lift the left foot, and cross the left leg over the right leg, and press the ball of the foot into the block, and sit as deep as you can. And as you get as low as you can right there, try to pull your legs apart. Get low, pull the legs apart, breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. And when you feel like you're gonna die, pull the legs apart more. And now stand up, whew, and shake it out. Oh yeah, I forgot the air conditioning part. And those fans like barely turned on. Questions, comments? I think put the block outside your left foot, is that true? Back check. Sit low. Think butt back as you sit low. You can have your hands on your legs just to support yourself at first. Lift the right heel. Heel to butt cheek at first. Then cross the leg and root the ball of the foot into the block. Like so much You could like press through that foot so much that you feel like you could lift the bottom leg. And now sit deeper and root through the bottom leg and push that block through the floor. And when you hit the sort of lowest setting on your seat, try to pull the legs apart. And can you sit a little lower? You're opening up your seat, and then pull the legs apart and sit a little lower and pull the legs apart. We gotta go deep. And then inhale, rise up. Whew. Shake it out. Find your breath. Stand at the top. Mountain pose. Of the mountain. So steady, unwavering, grounded in the depth of our power and our collectivity in the places where we are all connected. Inhale, reach the arms up, tall mountain. Legs, fingertips tap the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up. Lift the left heel to the butt cheek. Reach that left leg back and lift it up, and then ground the foot. Big breath in. As you exhale, fingertips to floor or blocks. Lower the back knee again, padding with the blanket as you like. If and as you like. It's not a requirement, but please do suit yourself. And we'll come up on the front leg. Try not to be right on the kneecap, but more catch the skin right above that back knee. Front knee and toes pointed. We're gonna hug ourselves with the right arm underneath. Bring the forearms towards each other. I have the flexibility to bring palms together. You can totally bring palms together if you know it and love it and have that. Or press the backs of the hands together. We did with the leg. Try to pull the arms apart and maybe lift the elbows up. And try to pull. And then remember where we started, press the back knee down and forward. Lift the shoulder girdle up, the rib cage up, and point to the sky. Press the back knee down and take the elbows up and back. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Big step forward, Uttanasana. Fold over your legs, bow to your heart. Bow to your heart, let the head be heavy. You can bend your knees as much as you like here. Hug the feet to the midline, make sure you feel strong in your legs. Interlace your hands behind your head again, and pull the skin from the base of the skull towards the floor. And as you pull the skin from the base of your skull towards the floor, push your head into your hands to come all the way up to standing. And draw your head up towards the sky, into the earth. Release. Whew, any questions? Okay. Bend the left. As though that makes it like stealthy. Right heel to butt cheek. Reach the right leg back. Reach forward as you reach back and lift the leg up an inch or two. Nice, and then ground down, crescent lunge as you reach. Exhale. Lower the back knee. For stability, you just want to make sure you're not on like a balance beam here, unless you're really working on strength. My trainer is making me like do it on a balance beam with a kettlebell. It's really fucking hard. So leg in front, so when we hug ourselves, the left arm is going to be up. Brace, maybe a little back massage if you can reach. Soil. Backs of the arms together, or the fronts of the palms. Wherever you are, however you choose to be in this part. And again, engage the shoulder girdle, the crown. And as you exhale, lean back to down and forward. Take the up and back. One more breath. Inhale to unfurl. Exhale, plant the hands. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Feel the stability of the pose. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. We're going to step the left foot up to lunge. Lower the back. Bring your hands to blocks inside your front leg. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. Again, and right above, more right above the knee. And then bend the back leg, heel to butt cheek. Find your right foot. You can go outer edge or inner edge. If you feel steady, bring your hand to your front thigh, come more upright. And as you press the back knee down and forward, draw back. Right shoulder blade. Find your breath. Forward, and here's the key. As you exhale, slide the ribs back. Feel that? Pull the back knee forward as you inhale. With the exhale, slide the ribs back. If you can keep the ribs back, maybe bend deeper in your front leg. Gently release. Step forward, Uttanasana. Fold over your legs, bow to your heart. Let's step the left foot back to the lunge. Lower the back knee down, adjust the placement of your the front foot, front knee and toes point straight ahead. More on the base of the thigh than on the knee. And find your left foot. Go for inner edge. Can stay here breathing. If, it's a big if and when you feel steady, you can bring your hand to your front thigh. Draw the left shoulder up and back. Draw the right shoulder blade to meet the left shoulder blade. So you're not over squeezing, but there is a connection back there that holds your awareness at and to the back of your heart. And as you press the back knee down and forward, slide the ribs back. And use your breath. As you inhale, pull the back knee forward. Exhale, slide the ribs back. And maybe if you can keep that, you can lunge a little deeper in the front leg. Whew, gently release. Step forward. Get long through the spine. Exhale, fold. Legs as straight or as bent as you need, but legs strong. Like use your legs. Hug your feet to the midline. Press the calves forward as you press the thighs back. Interlace your hands behind the head. Let the head get heavy. Like the weight of your hands and arms at the base of your skull is giving your neck traction. And as you hug the feet to the midline and anchor the tailbone down and slide the ribs back, can you get your head, the weight of the head, to move towards the floor a little more? And now as the hands cradle the head, push the head into the hands to bring yourself all the way up in line over the heart. Gently release. We good? Okay. Again, this is for the Eagles. Bend your legs. Actually, and if you like that, I feel like when I use the block in Garudasana, I actually get so much deeper than when I just make it a balancing pose. So there'll be options here. If you like to use the block, we'll use the block, and then I'll talk us through the balancing aspect. Also, because like, isn't equinox mean like equal day and night or something? It's like the equinox, yeah. Balance, a day of balance. I love it's like nature is like you get 2 days of balance a year. Like that is also such a metaphor, right? Like 2 days to balance. Okay, so we'll sit back, lift the left heel to the butt cheek. Woo. Cross thigh over thigh, find the block. If you've been with me a long time, you've heard this reference before, but it was on 2 weeks ago. And I always picture Sandy putting out the cigarette at the end of Grease. But you think about it, stud. Pull the legs apart. And as you pull the legs apart, sit deep, maybe flex that left foot and squeeze the left ankle to the right shin and try to pull the legs apart. You can stay there or point the foot and tuck the foot inside the leg. Big breath in, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, you're going to give yourself a hug, left arm under. Sit. Hands together, the palms together. And as you sit low, elbows move towards the knees. Stay low, reach the elbows towards the sky. Inhale to unfurl. Fork, anyone? Exhale, hands to heart. Feel both feet on the ground, the rhythmic beating of the breath, the promise of each breath. Second side. It's hard to be the Eagles. Okay. Sit low. Lift the right heel up, heel to butt cheek. Cross thigh over thigh. Sit deeper, press the ball of the foot into the block and pull the leg low. Maybe flex that foot and squeeze the ankle against the shin and pull the legs apart. Maybe point the foot and tuck it in if you like that version. Reach the arms up. We're gonna cross right arm under, give yourself a great big hug. You can stay right here. Or bring the backs of the hands together or the palms of the hands together. And you're gonna sit deep. And as the elbows touch the knees, then stay deep and reach the elbows to the sky. Inhale to unfurl. Push through the legs, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Are we still friends? Garudasana, eagle pose. Any pro tips in the back or offer? Okay. Yeah. Twist push? What's that? A tush push. What is that? Oh, in Rally House, and I'm Theo's like, that's the tush push. That was like the move, right? I need a little more information, but I will work on it the next time you come. Although it does remind me of that tush thing that we did on Friday night that I want to offer to everyone. Let's take the feet, outer hips width apart, the tush push. That's all. That's it. I have more work to do, as you can see. Bend the legs. Okay, so the knees and toes are slightly turned out. We're gonna bend the legs and slide the outer arms, the outer elbows in between the legs, hands in prayer. And the legs are gonna hug the arms and the arms are gonna push against the legs. Can you feel that? And stick your butt out a lot. And then as you anchor the sitting bones towards the heel, so the sitting bones are wide when you stick your butt out. And then if you were to just like scoop your tailbone, feel how the sitting bones come together in the low back rounds? So we don't want that. Stick your butt out and then think, can you anchor your sitting bones towards your heels and sit a little deeper? And hug the legs in and press the arms out and stick your butt out and anchor your sitting bones towards the earth. How low can you go? Malasana, garland pose. Reach the arms forward and up. Big breath in. As you exhale, push through the legs, stand tall. Is that a tush push? I wasn't even planning that now. Parallel the feet, fold over your legs. As you inhale, get long through the spine. As you exhale, fold. Walk it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a little bit. Push through the arms and just take a moment here to notice any newfound space through which the light of awareness can flow on the currents of the breath deeply, more fully, more freely in you, as you, through you. In turn, having enhanced your stamina, your bandwidth, your capacity, your literal embodied capacity for life. On the exhale, lower your knees towards the earth. And come onto your butt. We'll have the feet a little bit out in front, sit tall. Can lean back to sit tall. We're gonna let both knees fall to the left like windshield wipers, and then lean to the left and kick the foot out. The right leg out long. Flex the foot. Anyone get a little butt burn to the side? Yeah. And then come back to center, kind of like Baddha Konasana, and lean to your right leg and kick your left leg out. Wait, am I doing this wrong? Is this how we did it? Why does it not hurt as much? Does it hurt you? Not that I'm trying to hurt you. So, lean, okay, hands to the heart. I'm watching the teachers in the back. Hands to the heart. Lean to the left, kick to the right. There we go. And you can put your hands down if you need. And then come back through center, lean, kick to the left. Are we in the butt cheek? Yeah. And then did we do 3 times? One more time to each side. And, okay. And then walk your feet out. Walk your hands back. Have feet like a little bit forward of the knees. Knees and toes point straight ahead. Have your hands to the earth behind you and draw the shoulders up and back. And as you press the hands down, press the feet down, lift the hips up. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. I'm curious if many folks are feeling this in their necks. And lower the hips down. And come on. Not Shavasana yet, but we're going to do some floor work. And Shavasana is coming. Okay, you can have your knees long, whatever is more comfortable. Neck stuff got in the Vata derangement. Did someone else besides the neck stuff? Okay. Oh yeah, we're gonna, okay. Okay. Let the arms rest down at the sides. I like palms down for this. Press the center back of the skull into the earth. Press the palms down. As you press the palms down, you can wriggle the shoulder blades like a little bit more underneath you. And when you press the center back of the skull down, do you feel how the muscles of the neck start to tone and the vertebra, the bones of your spine start to draw in and up? Try not to overlift the chin or over tuck the chin. Neck and throat soft and long. And we don't want to hold this. This is just like a press the center back of the skull down. Draw the shoulder blades underneath you. Your head, like the amount of space on a piece of paper. Just a little tiny bit. And put the head down. And press the head down. Shoulders pressed down, and now lift the head just less than an inch, a little bit. And lower it down. And press the center back of the skull down. Chin level with the organ. And one more time, lift the head up just barely a bit. And rest the head. Isn't that wild? So the weight of the head is about pounds, and the muscles of the neck are so darn weak and certainly aren't being held. So this is a great trick I learned this weekend for starting to strengthen the muscles of the neck using the weight of our own being. Take the skull a little bit to the left and turn your gaze to the right. Try not to over-tuck or overlift the chin and press the side of your skull into the earth. And if that's a lot right there, please just stay there. If you overdo this, you could get a headache. And if you tend towards headaches, just be here. I'm sure you're feeling some work in the neck just by pressing the head down, yeah? And maybe if it suits you, it's an invitation, not an obligation, lift the head barely an inch and place it down. It's like what we did when we were babies. For the new happy baby, the new hardworking baby pose. Press the side of your skull down, feel the muscles engage, and then lift the head barely an inch and down. And press the head down, feel the muscles tone, and with muscles tone, lift the head and down. How's my gal with the neck stuff feeling? You good? Okay. Come right back into neutral and just notice what you notice and feel what you feel. Maybe a subtle difference, if any, from side to side in the neck, the jaw, the throat. Let's take the center back of the skull a tiny bit over to the right and then turn the head to the left. This could be very different from side to side too, so please just notice that and be aware of it. Your body might even give you permission on one side but not the other. So really tune in and listen to the body. Press the center side of your skull down and feel the muscles of the neck tone, and you can stay right there with the pressure downward or lift the head just an inch off the floor. This side's harder for me. And rest. So even if you didn't lift the head, take a moment to rest. And now we'll press the center side back of the skull into the earth, like think a little bit above the ear towards the equator of the skull. And you can stay there or lift just a little bit and down. And press down and stay there or lift up. And release and bring the head back to center. And again, notice what you notice and feel what you feel. If not already, stretch your legs out long, reach the arms overhead, invite the deepest, fullest breath in, and as you exhale, let the breath roll out of the heart with an audible Bend your knees in towards your chest and give yourself like a very sweet to very loving embrace. And then feet to the floor, look around you and locate in your massage balls. You can keep them toted for this. Massage balls, I'm going to try to walk around the room with an indication right the shoulder blades, between the tops of the shoulder blades. So right, C6, 7, one on each side of the spine, like a cross. The spine is the vertical axis and the balls are the horizontal axis. And you're at the top of the upper back between the shoulder blades. And first, just take a breath and notice how this feels for you. If it's too much pressure, it'll backfire, and you can do this sitting against the wall to modulate the pressure here more. If you feel like you want more pressure, your feet up, seen but can be felt, the back body, the connection to the universal mother. And whether we're aware of it or not, this is the way we reach out into the world in all this area we're about to explore. The very sacred space that is the back of the heart. The area that really keeps it all and holds it all together. You can reach your arms up to the sky. And let the arms just straighter, and then they can move more like the arms of a clock, sort of reach the clock and it's 11 o'clock and take a breath, whichever way kind of. Pause and hardens. That's called pro. And breathe. 2 o'clock, lean, and then reach towards 11 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock, roll, and come to center and pause and let the arms sink back into the sockets. And one more time, just passing through the left to the right to the left. When you're ready, release the arms down to the sides. Stand through your feet to lift your hips up. Push. Roll south, like just two. Slide the block north as well. So back on the block. We're like more moving towards that on the upper back. Breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. What lives here that is easily and often overlooked? And it's not that we're trying to eliminate the tension. We're just trying to give it the light of awareness. Down in unconscious ways, connection to this powerful. So we can hold ourselves up and hold everything in our lives and everything, all the beauty and all the rest. You can reach the arms up to the sky. And again, the arms can move like seagrass or like the arms of a clock. Just explore. We're getting a little deeper into this section of being. Sort of same things where you can reach towards the sky at approach. And after the appropriate for you and your body, let the arms come back to center and sink back into the sockets to create that retraction. What can't be seen but can be felt. the back of a heart, where all of the arms, the visible arms, the invisible arms, are connected. It's everything you hold. Everything you hold connects back to here. And as yoga practitioners who are awake and aware, bless you, we hold a whole lot of the going-ons of the world. Release the arms down to the sides. We're going to stand through the feet again, lift the hips up, drive through the legs. Try to find the place where the balls roll right into the bottom. This is not one side. Less intense if you bring your hips onto the block. More intense if you bring your hips to the floor. For some of you, it'll remain less intense and more intense with your hips on the block. So just the reminder to explore your body and same deal, just explore, protract, retract. I'm seeing some folks bring the arms overhead. Please, you're welcome to do that. Do so your body, like ask your body for permission. You might go one arm at a time. One arm might want to go, one arm might not. Now bring the arms back to center. And right there, a little from side, make-out session. Side. One or two. Deepest, fullest. And cross the arms. This. Arms up and release them down. Now, if you're on the block, remove the block. And you're going to stand through the feet, and that, like without moving your feet, you're going to lower your hips closer to your heels. And as you move, not your feet towards your hips towards your heels, notice are the balls rolling back up. So you're inchworming, and just until you get to like the middle part again, right in between the middle of the shoulder blades. A little bit, scooch your tush towards your feet. Maybe this is the tush push. No. Back. Brace you would this outline that is sure the heart with the arrow through when we do this through the center. Sides. Stand through your feet to lift your hips up. Scooch your hips towards your heels, lower down. Notice where the balls are. Walk your feet out a little bit. Lift your hips up towards your heels. We want to get the balls right to the very tops of no longer in straps. background in Anusara yoga, really overdeveloped. Anyone? The no longer underneath you. They're sort of wedged into the meat of the muscle that is the base of the neck, the top of the shoulder. And right in there, reach your arms up. Bring your knees and feet hips width apart. And stand through your feet to lift your hips up for bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Practitioner. We are the instruments of connection in a world that is suffering proliferation of. We sustain the connection. Through your feet, push through your legs to drive the shoulders up into the balls. And if you want more, it's a big if. Reach the right arm towards the floor overhead. Push through the legs. Then right arm to the sky. Reach the left arm overhead towards the floor. And both arms to the sky. And hug the feet, the shins, the legs to the midline. And push through the legs. Press the center back of the skull down. And maybe both arms towards the floor overhead. And Becky, twist your body a little bit from left to right, the inner body. Yes, can you feel that? And on the exhale, completely release. Lower your hips to the floor, arms to the floor. Remove the balls. Notice what you feel, how it feels where you feel it as you release into the unconditional support of gravity, into the lap of the earth. You can stretch your deep breath in, exhale with an audible sigh. And another round of breath, deep, full breath in, exhale with a whisper. And with the next breath, as the breath pours in, it ignites the heart. As you exhale, let the nature, the spirit of your heart, pour out of you on the currents of the exhale as far and as wide as you can imagine. You can hug your knees in towards your chest or wrap your arms around your legs or find happy baby. Really just scan your body with your awareness to see if there's any final poses, movements that you need or want to make in order to feel more completely prepared to fully relax for Shavasana. You can add or remove props, add or remove layers. Let your hair down. Put glasses safely off to one side. With each consecutive exhalation, give yourself permission to soften and settle. Let the feet be heavy, the legs heavy, the pelvis heavy, the belly softens. Feel the rise and fall of the breath in your belly. As you inhale, the center expands and deepens and deepens and expands. And as you exhale, the center softens. Feel the chest soften and settle, the contents of the chest soften and settle. The heart softens and settles. The shoulders release The arms are heavy and held. The neck, the throat soften. The jaw softens. All the muscles of your face around the jaw and the eyes, the brow, the forehead softens. And the weight of your head rests heavily in the lap of the earth. And imagine that the heavier you let yourself be, the lighter you become. With the eyes still soft and closed, a steady gaze inward. Invite a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. She consolidates herself into the form of the breath and pours the gift of life into you. The breath ignites the heart. She is the splendor of your heart. The splendor of your heart informs and illuminates the faculty of your mind. She is the power of your mind. The sharpness of the luminous mind that reflects the heart inspires the body. She is the agency of your body. The way in which we reveal the presence of the heart in and by and through our actions, the gifts of embodiment. To the Devi, to the goddess, to Maha Durga, who abides in all beings, in all forms. We offer reverence, recognition, and honor. She abides in us as our recognition of that which is beauty and goodness. And she resides in us as the resilience that sees us through the difficult times. She is present in all beings and all forms. She conceals herself in you to reveal herself as you. This body, your body, is the way that she adorns herself. Let the spirit that you are awaken the body that you have, wiggling your toes and your fingers, stretching through your arms and your legs in the ways that naturally feel good. And as the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, let this body that you have embrace and affirm and adorn the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself, for this is and you are the gift of life. When you feel ready, you can bend the legs and feel both feet on the ground, and just take a moment to call yourself down to earth and take a breath. If you're just returning to earth, welcome back. And call yourself back to reality. And take a moment to visualize the ways in which you stretch this practice and yourself into all the activities of your daily life. And to everything the world is offering, take a moment to visualize what you have to offer to the world. Roll to one side when you're ready. Gently press through strong arms to find your way into a comfortable seated posture, just as comfortable as humanly possible for a moment. We won't be here long. And with the eyes closed, we'll bring the hands together before the heart in Anjali Mudra, in a final gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the voice of the true teacher, the voice of the great mother, never further than the heart, which is never further than the breath, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful, and luminous. And we consciously and courageously and generously place this aspect of ourselves before us as a guide and an offering. In so doing, bringing more beauty and brilliance to those in the world around us. As you bow to your heart, with all my heart, I bow to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your practice and your presence. And more than anything, I thank each and every one of you for all that you are and all that you do every single day of this life. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being together. Collective power. More light. We're going to Mexico in January if anyone wants to come. It's going to be a strength and yoga retreat beachfront with my personal trainer, Katie Gold of KG Strong. She's amazing, and she has like a lot of background in yoga as well. So we'll do strength training in the morning and yoga in the evening and all kinds of other stuff. That's January 26th to February 1st. It's 6 nights. All meals are included. There's a QR code if you want to be like first to know for the early bird downstairs. And then bless you, second chance, we're going to Greece this summer. We went last summer and I peaked on happiness 3 days in a row, just like because of the nature and the elements and the good company, like never been happier 3 days in a row. These are fucked up times we're living in, and everyone deserves to be happy for 3 days at the very least. So I want to give everyone a second chance to come with us to Greece this summer. We're going July 26th, July 20th to the 26th. Here's the key thing. It's going live on October 1st, and there will be 2 weeks only to get the best price on that. And with the best price at the earliest time, you get the longest runway for a payment plan. So whether it's rational or non-rational or irrational, but something's telling you to come to Greece with us, sign up in those first 2 weeks just so that you can get the best deal and the longest runway. And we'll announce it a week ahead in case you really are thinking about it. You'll have those 2 weeks to solidify your plans. If you have questions about any of that, reach out to me. This is bucket list years. We're gonna need to be very serious about what we're doing to get by and get through, and I'm here to help with that, okay? Love y'all. Yeah.